Good Saturday evening, meteorologist Nick Kelly here. We've got a few more vigorous rounds of rain and storms to track, the strongest of which I think will come on in should be for Sunday evening and Sunday night. And since that round of storms could bring a potential wind and hail threat our way, we are going to go ahead and keep that as the first alert weather day, and technically you could call it the first alert weather evening based on how the day ahead is shaping up. As far as satellite and radar goes, to start the evening out, we're keeping things dry. I am keeping an eye, though, on some isolated or scattered storms to the south and east of Wichita. I don't think those will be an issue for us this evening, but the storms out in southwestern Kansas and the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas that are formed along a cold front that will stay to the south, those storms are eager to come our way as we head toward the overnight and for your Sunday morning. The cold front I'm highlighting in Montana, that's the next cold front that'll actually work in late tomorrow night and into Monday, bringing that greater potential for some strong to severe storms. But in the upper levels in the short term, we have an upper level wave aiding in the thunderstorm development in the front range of the Rockies and the Central Plains. That is also going to steer those storms our way as we head into your Sunday morning. So for a lot of the evening hours, we'll keep things dry as cloud cover starts to gradually increase. However, going into the pre-dawn hours on your Sunday, I think we do have a level 1 risk for some storms to turn strong, possibly low and severe with 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and some quarter-size hail. But then the severe threats got to ramp up a little bit at least to a level 2, covering much of the Ozarks. Again, that's mainly for Sunday evening, Sunday night, and to very early Monday morning. For that round of storms, I'm thinking the tornado threat stays fairly low, something I'll still keep an eye on though. Then, the hail and wind threat. I had to elevate the hail threat if we get any scattered storms in the late afternoon and early evening, but as that cold front comes in, I do think we have the risk for a high wind threat Sunday night, early Monday morning, not to mention plenty of lightning and some moderate to heavy rainfall that will possibly contribute to flooding. As far as Futurecast is concerned, I think it's doing the right thing, keeping us dry for the rest of the evening, except for maybe a couple of stray showers near Nevada and close to the Harry Truman Reservoir before the midnight hour. But I think once we get past 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, the storms out in western Kansas now will be whirling into the Ozarks. I do think, though, that these should be on a downward trend in terms of intensity. That being said, we'll still watch these storms closely for the potential for a couple of wind gusts near 60 and quarter-size hail. Then the question becomes, how fast can we clear things out and at least calm down a bit after Sunday morning? I think we'll get a little break in the action with some clouds trying to hold on as we go through Sunday afternoon and maybe some leftover showers. With this setup, I think we can hold off on any thunderstorm chances to start your Sunday evening out, but still, that's something I want to watch because we will have our cold front start to advance from the north and west. That's going to be the more likely time, after 10 or 11 o'clock, going into Sunday night and early Monday morning for the vigorous round of rain and storms, with maybe a wind threat to come into the Ozarks. I think this dies down, certainly by the time we get to the Monday morning drive, and what starts as a mostly cloudy day with those rounds of rain and storms Monday quickly clears out. In fact, I wouldn't be shocked at all if we were mostly sunny and completely dry by Monday afternoon. As far as the rain potential goes in terms of amounts, taking tonight's rains into account and all the way through Monday morning, the chances there for many areas to pick up 1 to 3 inches on the average, but I would not be shocked at all if we have some spots higher than 3 inches, maybe pushing over 4 inches of rain. That is why we're going to keep a close eye on the flooding concern as we go through the next few days. Then the upper level setup has the upper level ridge, that typical summer heat dome, well to the south and west. And given how nice we look with the spigot completely turned off for Monday and Tuesday, that'll mean highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s for both days. But don't get used to that dip in temperatures though, because even though we're dry Wednesday, I think we can get highs back into at least the mid-80s for Wednesday. And then that upper level ridge wants to start building back in, and that will send summer heat back in our direction, certainly by the end of the upcoming week. So let's break down your forecast. Again, we'll watch for storms late tonight, especially overnight. A lot of them strong, maybe a couple severe, but it's something we'll watch closely. That's going to force lows back into the lower 70s across the area. Then tomorrow, I think enough of a break in the action and some peaks of the sun could get us to 87 in Springfield and 90 in Harrison with a south breeze. Now, temperatures across the rest of the Ozarks, I think a lot of us will be in the lower to maybe some middle 70s to start your Sunday morning out. And again, I do think we can get some breaks in the cloud cover to allow a good number of us to top out in the middle to upper 80s. Certainly some spots near 90 in northern Arkansas. Maybe some cooler numbers to the north and east of Springfield to wrap up the day. Then, after those storms taking us into Monday morning, we'll start near 70 Monday morning and only top out near 80, if not the lower 80s for Monday afternoon. In fact, we'll go into the upper 70s. I think we can drop to 78 for a high on Tuesday afternoon, then back into the mid-80s Wednesday, and back near 90 by the end of the week. So the extended forecast keeps the first alert day in place for mainly Sunday evening and Sunday night's thunderstorms with highs in the upper 80s around Springfield, 80 for your Monday, lows in the upper 50s with warm and nice afternoons for Tuesday and Wednesday, but again, back to 88 Thursday and back into the 90s as we head into next weekend.